Inside the tempo, yeah. Mr. Wiggler, I boosted, yo. Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my mind.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is stream number 61, no less. What can I say? We had a brilliant stream 60. With all the usual gang. Kent Spong was on. Unfortunately, Inky wasn't on. She was on briefly. I'm scarred today. Don't know if you can see. Got a scar here and a scar here. I was actually not funny. Actually, I was going to hold up a sign saying, "Help me, help me!" You know, I'm trapped. They can't let me out. Poor Mrs. Wiggly's got me, but that's not actually funny. So, indeed, looking up that stuff. If anyone is a victim of or needs to get out of a relationship or is being bullied or abused in any way, in the UK you can go into any Boots and ask for ANI, which is action needed immediately, and they will just help you out. So that's worth knowing. I think other major chemists do that as well. Don't know why that popped into my head, but it was kind of led from the fact that I was going to make a joke out of it, and it's not a joke. So certainly I'm sure the US has similar kind of things. So hopefully all our love to anyone in a bad situation at the moment. Yeah, episode 61. We got phenomenal guest on today, Stephen James Buckley, who is all about modular. And I know Stephen because the yellow thing just over my shoulder, that yellow banana case, used to be his. If I can move to the... Oh, terrible, isn't it? This thing's inverted on here, so you can see in the background. I've been getting into modular, particularly with my Pulsar that's sitting in the back, which is really, really cool. And I did the wrong thing. I wanted to get a bigger case because I'd limited myself to a small case that was easy to carry around and do all that kind of stuff. So I got a bigger case, and now it's just too much stuff in there. Yeah, I'm going to go backwards. But yeah, I've been kind of... inspired by the amazing EMOM stuff that's been going on with geosynths being there, and just everyone has just really exploded. And there's some EMOM, that's electronic music open mic, where you can just go down, doesn't have to be modular, go down, take some electronic kit and do a gig of some kind, you know, whatever it might be. You could play some stuff out of Ableton if you want, or you could just jam with an SP404 or a Volca or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just an open mic but for electronic musicians, which is absolutely amazing, and I want to go and do that, so I bought some bits and pieces to go and do it. Oh, anyway, my scar. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked by going off on the wrong tip there. Hazel did this only purely by accident. I basically, whenever I go down in the morning and I say hello to Hazel, someone said to me once, it's the same with cats as well as dogs. If you drop yourself down to their level, then, you know, they feel like you're another dog, and it's all kind of cool. So I always go down and kind of lay on the floor and give her a cuddle. And she got really excited this morning and started sort of bounding across the floor to come and see me. And you know those kind of slow motions where you see this dog coming towards you and the paws are out, and she realised she'd overshot and was just going to land on my face. So you see this big tongue coming out and these paws going down, and my face is probably like, ooh! And she literally landed on my face, and I think there's some marks around the back as well. So I am now Scarface. No, I'm not making a big deal about it. It looks much better on camera with the lights on than it does, and we still love her. She is still the queen, I guess, of the Wiggly household. Anyway, what else is to report? I can't think of too much, really. Hello to everybody in the chat. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, come on over to YouTube. I'll post the stream link again onto YouTube. It's only because the chat and most people tend to hang out on the YouTube side of things. So I'll post that in there. If you're on YouTube already, that's fab. But there was a question before from Facebook saying where's best to watch it. I think you get more friends in the chat over there. Hey to Keith in Watford, who was first. Paul Artola, James Moore, hello to you. Tony Duncan, Synth Addict, all the usual guys are here. Omar Frazzle, hello to you Wagyu, wonderful Wagyu. Special question in the chat later for you. Robath, Melted Cheese Home Studio. Tony Duncan, hello to you. Inky's there as well. Inky, Tony, and a couple of other people are moderating the stream for me, which is just amazingly wonderful of them. And thank you so, so much. Inky's the queen of moderation. She's been doing it for every single one of these 61 episodes. And we added a few a couple of weeks ago, which is really kind of you. We started getting some bots. There's a lot of YouTube bots kind of spamming links in every now and then. And also, some fair on poor Inky, who's been here literally, I think, bar one, every single stream. But basically, Inky's kind of in charge of keeping you all in line. John Coffey on Facebook, hello. Pop on over to YouTube, and hopefully you saw my message. Neil Wharton, hello to you. Crazy, wonderful people. We've raised a ton of money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, which is coming in through the YouTube sort of supers, the specials and stuff, which I'll talk about that in a second. If you want to send in a donation of any kind via the super stickers and so forth, they just go for it. They should fire off a very loud siren kind of horn, the wiggly super horn in the background, which is supposed to entice people to sort of donate money to the cause. There is the Mr. Wiggly super chat horn. And it is a real horn, and it sits here in the corner of the room, and we have it covered by an incinerator, which I used to make a plug-in once. So it's a real thing, just to take the edge off the noise, because it was literally so loud. Hey to you, Adamski. So yeah, we'll talk about the money raised in a second. Lula May will be along in 20 minutes or so to talk about, to do a quiz, actually, to do her charity quiz. Let's pop this picture back off, because it doesn't look so interesting with that going on. There's a picture of Inky the cat in her rocket ship instead, just to take our mind off things. That's Inky on her way up into space by, kind of setting fire to her bottom, I guess, basically. Any questions in the chat for me or for the wonderful Stephen James Buckley, just fire them in, and it gives me great respect and admiration to introduce this wonderful man, Stephen James Buckley. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really, really good. Thank you. Thank you. So, but apart from the scratch, yeah. I keep pointing at the wrong side. It doesn't hurt. I keep pointing at the wrong side. Thank you so much for coming on. I think many people in the chat probably aren't so much aware of you. You've come from the modular side of things. And like I said, I know you because I actually bought your modular case, which was very, very kind of you. And you jumped through so many hoops to get it to me as well, because the original ad was like, please come and pick it up. It's way too big. And I said, I don't know, I can't do that. So, I'll get a box, I'll get some wrapping, I'll do that. And I just thought this is above and beyond the Call of Duty. And then we just got chatting about a few bits and pieces, and I noticed you were doing a lot of gigs. So I kind of wanted to question you about getting the gigs, how you've got it, and who you're working with in terms of the gigs, and really just how your career has turned into the career that you have, because it's quite a niche career to have, I guess, in the music industry on the modular side. But maybe a little bit about, to kick off with, kind of what got you into music in the first place? What made you think that's for me?
Queen, I think. Queen was the one that did it for me.
Cream.
So,
wow. Queen. I thought you said cream for a moment. Okay,
no,
Queen.
No.
Oh, cool.
No.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I think it was sort of towards the end of primary school, so that's age around 10, 11. I saw, I'd been listening to, like, it was around the time Freddie Mercury died, and I'd heard my dad playing loads of Queen in the car and stuff, and like asked him who it was and stuff, and I'd really got into the music, and then I got really bad food poisoning. I got salmonella when I was sort of around 10, 11, and I was in hospital for 2 weeks, and my dad got me this like double video box set called Queen's Greatest Flicks, and it was like all of Queen's music videos with like live performances and video. So watching the band play, I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is what I want to do. So I started learning drums when I got to high school, with the intention of being a rock drummer.
Wow. So it was it Richard? What's his name?
Roger Taylor.
Roger Taylor that got you. Wow. Amazing. Waggy's just saying, is there any chance of a little bit more audio on your side?
I I don't know if I can.
Don't even just speak loud. I guess it's just straight into the
louder,
mic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that bad. I think probably I'll back off a little bit. Then it's going to blast people out.
I don't want to get closer to the. If I go
no. We can see as your amazing mouth and incredible moustache there, which is just to be applauded. So Roger Taylor got you into drumming. That's brilliant. Lula May, my daughter's about to start drum lessons, and this term, and she kind of said she wanted to do it because no other girls were doing it, which I think is admirable, just to get out there. And there's a lot of boys that do drums at her school, but she seems to have pretty good rhythm. And I was like, I've been through this whole thing of like, well, it's okay, you can buy a kit and turn the volume down now, but then apparently it's like no good at all because the skins don't feel like the drums that you're learning on at the beginning or something. So it's going to be a noisy. You've got to have a proper one. Kind of wake up. Are they good then, the electronic ones, in terms of feel?
I mean, I've played. I've got a mate who's a drum teacher, and I've played on his kit before. I mean, I hardly play drums now. I've not played for years properly, but I was around at his house and I had to go on his electric kit, and it was great. I mean, it's not as exciting, but it's also far more practical than a real drum kit. Yeah.
And I was thinking about just the practicalities, I guess. I have a friend who is he's one of the kind of very, very well-off group of just very successful entrepreneurs, and they go and spend their summers on their yachts and stuff. And he takes his drum kit everywhere. So you can imagine going to someone's yacht. Oh yeah, he's I can't tell you who it is, but he's bought his drum kit, and you're like thinking, every morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning, he's up playing his drums on this yacht. Everyone can just hear this noise. Like, oh man, they live in a different world, an absolutely different world. I tell you. So are you still drumming?
No. So I think I carried on playing drums until my late teens. At which point I switched over started learning guitar. Started learning how to make music in a computer. So I was really into like Nine Inch Nails at that point. So I love the idea of like that you could make an entire like band just on a computer, you know. So so this must have been around, I think it was around 2003. I got a free copy of Fruity Loops from Computer Music magazine. Some of the people in the UK might remember that. So I had that, and I had like a cracked copy of Cubase that someone gave me, so I was kind of doing like electronic stuff with that, but with a guitar and sort of very, very questionable vocals. Then sort of, you know, through a SM58, through a distortion pedal kind of thing, and then I moved more towards doing sort of playing in a band. So I've had a few bands kind of since then where I was playing guitar and singing. Then I started doing more kind of solo stuff where I was kind of playing guitar and singing, but also playing drums, bass, and keyboards on the, you know, multi-tracking it and recording it all myself, kind of, and just playing live with like an acoustic guitar. So I did that for a while, and it was that and bands up to the point where I started doing Polypores, which was like I'd kind of got sick of writing lyrics, and I think I was just in a place where I didn't feel like, you know, I was in my early 30s, and I was just like, I don't feel like the whole angsty lyrics thing, you know, it's just not for me anymore. And I just kind of got sick of lyrics, and I wanted to do something that was more instrumental, atmospheric, etc. So I ended up doing Polypores, which was the first music I've done that had any kind of degree of success, and people started like actually buying the music, like actually literally buying my music, which was insane. So I did that, and gradually the desire to do music with a guitar or whatever, or be in bands, kind of faded, and I just kind of entered the electronic world, so to speak.
Would you be fair to say the Polypore stuff was more from the heart? You know, it was kind of, I hesitate to say that the stuff you were doing before was trying to be somebody else, but you feel much more comfortable in the world of Polypores rather than writing songs along the lines of other musicians, perhaps, or is that unfair?
I'm not sure. I think it's more that I changed. So there was a time when what I needed to do was to, you know, kind of express these things and be sad or whatever, or angsty, or you know, and I went through some sort of pretty tough times mentally in those years. And I think as things started to get better in my life, I felt like I didn't necessarily need to have that expression of kind of darkness and like, you know, whatever.
Sure.
So I don't think it's any more or less from the heart. I think it's just from a different place, and perhaps I don't know. It's almost like it's a less emotional place because it's not as raw an emotion. It's more an expression of. It's more of an abstract expression, really. It's more sort of a feeling or a mood or a vibe that I want to get across, or an atmosphere, rather than, I'm sad because my girlfriend just dumped me kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, that's interesting. Just quickly, hey, Amelia's in the chat, which is great. That's Lula May's best friend, Puppy Power 5503. Lula May will be along literally in 10 minutes. So we're just going to do some music-y stuff at the moment, but 10 minutes time will be time for Lula May, which is fabulous. It's lovely to see you. I hope you're enjoying school again. Back to school for these guys as well this week. So it was all from Thursday and Friday. It was all very, very exciting. So lovely to see you. And hello to Simon as well, who's just joined. It's good to see you all. It's interesting. I mean, you've certainly seemed to have found your feet in what you do, and it's definitely found success, and it's generating, lots of nice interest and some love, which is fabulous. So do you kind of yearn back to those days? Or you said you just got over all of that and it's out the window? Are you thinking about going back there at some stage, or are you really happy with the way things are going?
I don't think I was particularly good at writing lyrics, and I think I was okay at expressing certain things, but generally I don't think I was particularly good at writing lyrics. And I think that and I certainly don't want to go back to being in a band, because as much as, I love the guys I was in a band with and I enjoyed the friendship and the camaraderie or whatever, I really enjoy the fact that I can just make music on my own. I don't have to wait for someone else to be available. And, I do have... I do put out a lot of music. I am like really, really prolific.
Yeah.
And being in a band just kind of slows you down because you're waiting for everyone else to catch up. And, I just want to get it out there and, kind of so.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I've always been surprised that people are, as musicians, are expected to do everything as artists now. So, back from the days of say Frank Sinatra or whoever, someone way back in the 60s and the 50s where it had to be recorded in one take. So therefore the singer had to be amazing, but you didn't expect the singer to write the lyrics and the tune as well, that they would do a one take amazing thing, like Frank Sinatra or whoever it might be. And then that's evolved to now, which is like you're an artist, you're doing absolutely everything. And particularly with lyrics, I struggled with lyrics. In fact, I'm probably better now when it really doesn't matter anymore than I used to be when I was trying to do it for a living. And actually putting yourself in a partnership, not necessarily a band, but someone who can write lyrics. The Elton John is obviously the classic example of something like that, where, he just doesn't write lyrics. Give him some inspirational words and something will come out. I think that's a very good thing. If you can work with someone who kind of supports your inadequacies, in the best way of putting it, they're good at what you're not and you're good at what they're not. You get the Lennon and McCartney, or the Elton John and Bernie Taupin and lots of other things, I think, along the way are probably destroyed because the artist is so convinced that they have to do everything, and it's certainly possible without being in a band to be that person working with someone in the background, or there's plenty of lyricists around. It's a long forgotten trade, really. You very rarely bump into someone who says, "Oh yeah, I write lyrics," don't you? It's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's not. I think sometimes with it's that thing where it needs to kind of almost feel like it's the person's feeling it, and so if they didn't writ the lyrics, I think it's sort of
that's fair enough. It's not real, is it? Yeah.
I mean, it's debatable, but I mean that's maybe how it's perceived.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That makes complete sense. You're buying in with music now as it was in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the noughties and the 10s or whatever. It's like you are buying into a lifestyle, particularly with pop music and stars, whatever that might be. The whether it's rock or pop or whatever. You as a follower, you are buying the lifestyle. You're not just listening to the song, and that lifestyle involves actually someone talking with their own words, I guess, which makes a massive difference.
I think so, yeah.
That's a really good point. But all of that's out the window now, so no more lyric writing, no bands, no more having to carry the drummer stuff around.
no having to wait for people to
So what was that moment like when was it a gradual changeover, or did you just suddenly say, right, sod it, I'm going to chuck this out. I'm going to make some, for Wharton purposes, some ambient modular stuff instead, or however that worked. Or what was that process like?
Well, it was. I think I kind of the initial inspiration was a couple of bands, Eels and Sparkle Horse, that I was really into. But I particularly liked their more kind of weird instrumental tracks that they had, and I wanted to do something like that. And since I already had a bunch of instruments and software and stuff like that, then I was kind of doing it with that. And then I guess gradually, as time went on, I started buying more. Basically, the first label to put me out, Concrete Tapes, based in Preston, Joe, who runs Concrete Tapes, heard my early stuff, and he said, "This is fantastic," because I kind of knew him vaguely from the music scene already, and he saw it on Facebook, and he said, "This is great. Like, I'm starting a label. Would you like to be one of the first releases?" And I was like, "Wow, yeah, sure." Wow. And but then he also said, "Oh, we do a live night as well. Would you be able to play it live?" I was like, "No, absolutely not. There's no way I can play this live." But then that set the seed going in my head, and then gradually I started like buying bits of hardware.
Wow. Okay.
And the more, obviously, I sort of sold quite a few albums, and then I was able to buy more, and then I sold more albums, and so. But I've got to the point now where I've got quite enough, so I just sell stuff that I don't want. And
yeah. No, that's fantastic. Oh, what a brilliant thing. I mean, this is not the first time that Sparkle Horse has been mentioned on this stream, definitely.
Yeah. I
think it's been cited 3 or 4 times by people as a huge inspiration. And I love Eels as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Incidentally, you mentioned Nine Inch Nails earlier. If anyone's interested and is new to the stream, we had Charlie Clouser on, who was the keyboard player with Nine Inch Nails for a good old while, back in August 2021, I think. I did jot it down very quickly. I think it was that way. Anyway, stream back. Just search for Mr. Wiggly Charlie Clouser and you'll get it. And he was the most. You can see Lula May's just arrived. He was the man. Lula May asked Charlie Clouser what his favourite Disney princess was, which was one of the best questions I think we've had in a quiz for someone of known for smashing instruments up on stage. That kind of thing. So it was the best moment. Anyways, is Mrs. Wiggly here as well? Let's see what's going on. Hold on. Amelia's in the chat, sweetheart. Hang on one second. I need to plug you in and you in. How's
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Look at Mrs. Wiggly's new microphone.
Woohoo!
And Lula May, where are you? Hold on one second. Extra camera. Come on, you can do this.
Oh, we need to say hi to Amelia because there's been a few highs.
In the chat. Oh no, we haven't got. Hold on, we get there. We will get there. Oops. 1 second. Is she there? No, that's me. Oh, is she there?
No. Who, Amelia?
Me.
No, Lula May. Oh.
No.
Right, she's gone again. This is good. I'm going to put some background music on for a second. Come on, we can do this.
Amelia's got a question for me. What he says.
Amelia's got a question. Okay, stand by there. Don't tell me I can't get the camera on. I'm just going to try one more thing. How are you, Mrs. Wiggly? What have you been getting up to?
I am.
Oh, coming in through the front door.
I want to get something to lean on. I haven't got anything to
That's
lean
all
on.
right. Sorry about that. Now, let's see. You're going to have to take the reins just for a second, Mrs. Wiggly.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Well, I can't get poor Lula May's camera
Stephen
up.
can. Go on, Stephen. Tell us more about you.
What do I need to talk? What? I didn't know I had to improvise.
No, exactly. Fill the gap whilst we try and get Lula May's camera up and running.
I can say that I have an album that's just come out last weekend.
This is what we want to hear.
Infinite Interiors, which is out on a label called Woodford Halse. And it's a cassette, and it's available on cassette and digital on the Woodford Halse Bandcamp page and on my Bandcamp page, polypores.bandcamp.com. And I think last time I looked, there's only 29 copies left. It was a limited run of 200, so there's only 29 copies left. So if you want one of those sweet cassettes, which I wish I've got one. I'm gonna just bear with me. I'm gonna
of course. This is amazing.
I can hold it up
Thank
and
you.
show you the cover. Just hang on a second.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give this one more go for an extra camera.
So as you can see, the cover is fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
So they're from the Bandcamp.
Yeah, they're on polypores.bandcamp.com.
Cool. Well, there you go. We'll post some links as well later. Right, you're going to be on this camera, my darling.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I'm going to be just here.
Okay.
Going, can you hear me? Because you're the important one, aren't you? I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, let me just duck out for a little bit.
Bye-bye.
Let me just do this. Whoa, you can have your own camera.
Hello.
Oh, now the camera's fallen off.
No cameras want to see me. There we go. Ah, that's my forehead. There we go.
There. A slightly lopsided zoomed in camera, and I'll tell you what, I can probably share this one. Sorry about this, guys and
What
girls.
was Amelia's question?
Yeah, Amelia, Puppy Power, post your question while I get this other camera working.
What was Amelia's question?
Puppy Power in the chat. There we go.
Did you get it?
I can be over here, look.
Oh, there he is.
At least it makes 4. I'm not a big fan of odd numbers. Amelia's question was, Lula, do you think we'll find out captains tomorrow?
Probably.
Captains of what?
Yeah, 6 captains.
Oh, what, like school captains?
Yeah,
Are they like that? We know head of schools and stuff. Are they different then?
different, yeah.
Captains of classes?
No,
Do you think Amelia's going to be one?
probably, yeah.
I'm sorry, captains of classes, not like that. Like
No,
what?
like captains of drama, captains of
Oh.
music, captains of
Oh,
MSL.
subjects.
Wow. What do you think Amelia will be captain of?
MSL, I think.
MFI?
MFL.
Oh, MFL.
Modern foreign languages.
Oh, cool. Amelia, do you think Lula May will be captain of something? Head of one subject. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's Sandy.
Oh, that's your puppy. Fabulous. Oh, brilliant. Right. Sorry about all of that. I mean, at least you can vaguely have 4 people up on screen, which is good. We're going to do a quiz. And hopefully Stephen is going to get top marks versus Wagyu. I mean, it's... how many? What's the record? 3 points for one of our guests, Mrs. Wigley?
No, I think we've had more than that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not off the top of my head, but I think we've had a good 5 or 6 points. I don't know who's in the lead. You'll have to check the leaderboard.
Okay. Yeah, the leaderboard.
Is it just me answering the questions, or is it like everyone?
No. Everyone in the chat's going to have a crack. But the good thing is you do get kind of probably a 10, 15 second advantage because there's a delay between everyone in the chat.
That's fine.
So it should be easy. Everyone in the chat, make sure you're looking at all comments rather than selected comments or whatever it is. The usual thing I completely forget about. Make sure you're looking at all the comments rather than best comments or something, whatever it's called. Otherwise, you'll miss some of them. Hold on just 1 second with the kazoo, please, my darling.
It's not a kazoo.
Isn't it? A swanny whistle.
It's the thingamajig.
It's the thingamajig. Fair enough.
That's a kazoo.
Wagyu normally gets everything right because he's really strange and is kind of a bit of a stalker as well. But I got some good hope out for Amelia as well in the chat. Live chat, says Andrew Books. It's called live chat. Make sure you have live chat selected in YouTube rather than whatever the other thing is, which is like best or selected chat or something else. But yeah, Wagyu seems to have a big, like a photographic memory or a big database of stuff that we've got up to. So we shall see. Okay, are you ready, Mrs. Wigley?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Lula May?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Stephen?
Yep.
Are you ready, Mr. Wigley? Yes, I am ready. Okay, here we go. Stand by, Amelia, as well.
What number am I thinking of?
What?
9.
Oh,
No.
no. Let's have a look at the chat. You can have another guess if you want.
23.
No.
No. 21 from Doak. 22. There's so many numbers coming. You keep on having a go if you want there, Stephen.
99.
No.
703.
No, it needs to be way lower.
Oh, puppy power!
Puppy power?
Puppy power!
Puppy power! Oh my goodness.
Amazing, Amelia. Does she know that that's your favourite number?
I think.
Wow. Big ups, Amelia.
Well done, Amelia.
1 point to Puppy Power, 5503. As your head saying, why was it not 13? Well, it just wasn't. Oh, fabulous. All right, you got your work
job.
cut out here, Stephen. So let's see how we get on with the next one.
What kind of dog does Wagyu have?
Oh, Wagyu's not allowed to answer.
A little black Labrador.
No,
A Shih Tzu.
no. I thought you almost said it then.
Bye, Amelia.
A Springer Spaniel.
Cheers, Amelia. Thank you very, very
Bye.
much for being on.
Bye, Amelia.
Bye-bye.
No, not a husky. I don't know. Amelia pops up, gets the right answer and goes off.
Bulldog.
No. Rubber dog, no. Swiss poodle, no. Keeshond. I don't know what Keeshond is.
Dachshund.
German shepherd. Hopefully, Wagyu is wondering how we got to find out what kind of a dog he has.
Yeah. I'm wondering the same question.
Well, I spent the last week camping outside his house. A pug, a boxer, a timber wolf, a schnauzer. We're going to call it?
Yeah.
It did begin with shh.
Do we have a picture of it?
No.
I've never heard
No,
of
no,
it.
because that would have been proper stalking if I'd taken pictures. Somebody let slip. It begins with shh. There's your clue, Lady Aptitude.
Shashistag.
No, not a Shar-Pei. Not a Chihuahua. Gee, that's quite a few dogs beginning with not Shet.
There's
Not a sheepdog.
Shetland Pony.
No.
There's a lot of dogs about.
Dr. Synth got it. How do you know
Where?
Dr. Synth got it? Does Inky know? Oh, no, it's not that. It's not that. It's not a sheep. No, you're wrong. Unless he said a Labrador. No, I think we're going to have to call it. Go on. Wagyu. Can you tell us what kind of a dog it is? Let's hope and see if Wagyu can post. It's Japanese. It's it's not a Chihuahua. See if he's watching. He might be. It's a Shiba Inu. There you go. Is that how you pronounce them? Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu.
I never heard of that.
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. It's a very memed dog. The dog with the kind of slightly sad face is a Shiba Inu. You've seen it in a billion memes around the internet. That's what it's famous. Funny if you'd be famous for being in a meme, isn't it? But, okay, so no points, nil point for everybody. I thought it's a Doge. Yeah, it's the Doge coin. No, probably not. It's the symbol for that. Yeah, that's the kind of Shiba Inu. Let's have a look. Which is a very, very.
Daddy says, how on earth did you find that out?
We have our.
Ah.
Oh, Wagyu. Finally got you back. Here is a picture, if I can do it, of a Shiba Inu. 1 second, share my screen. Share the screen. Here he is. That's a Shiba Inu.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're very, very cute, actually. Well, Wagyu.
Very fair. They're a bit like chows, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got that really, really, really cute. Lady Aptitude's saying she pronounces it Shiba Inu. Inu. Andrew Brooks says revenge is sweet. It's like a corgi, so it's right. So, shall we see if we can do the next one? You ready, Luna May? Ready, Mrs. Wiggly?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, here we go.
What kind of animal do I do my best impression of?
Ah, this is a good one.
Very good one.
Put
What
on
kind of
chat.
animal does Lula May do the best impression of?
A unicorn.
No. Adamski's saying, what name is your beautiful Shiba Inu Wagyu as well? Actually, we kind of need to know this. An elephant, no. A crow, no.
A
A
Shiba
seal.
Inu.
A Shiba Inu. Well, funnily enough, no. A hazel, no. A chimpanzee. You probably do a good chimpanzee, but that's not the right answer.
A frog.
No.
Cow.
Possum, no. Pig, puppy, no. Cat.
Meow.
How about... Oh, Jason Crouch.
Who got it? Oh, yeah.
The answer was a dolphin. So over to you for your amazing dolphin impression, Luna May. That's incredible. Which brings me on to something very interesting. I looked up some dolphin facts. So we should probably put a bit of background music on. Everything you need to know about dolphins. Dolphins use nasal sacs in their heads to send out the rapid clicks that sound like this. And they pass through their bulbous forehead or melon. So a dolphin's forehead is called a melon. I can show you this. There you go. So apparently the noise actually comes out through the front of the forehead, hits another fish, and they use it for echolocation. And consequently, that's probably the reason why Sean Ryder said, you're twisting my melon, man. Let me just remove that. For his wonderful lyrics in Step On by the Happy Mondays. Outside of that, what else can I tell you about dolphin facts? They chat with one another using a variety of sounds like whistles and clicks. Some of these noises have frequencies below 20 kilohertz, which is what we can hear, but they also use high frequencies up to 150 kilohertz, which is so far high up, it's impossible for us to hear it. So I'm wondering if we slowed down dolphins' noises to a range where we could actually hear it, what it would actually sound like. Also, the very, very important fact is that, if I can get through this without laughing, dolphins make sounds in air by releasing air through their blowholes. The dolphins have great muscle control over their blowholes and can alter the sound by changing the size and shape of the blowhole opening. In some areas where dolphins are often close to humans, they can vocalize to get people's attention as they walk past. So
I'm actually reading a book at the moment by a guy called John C. Lilly, who back in the 50s, I think it was, he did loads of experiments with dolphins, like trying to communicate with them. So he had a house, and they flooded the entire bottom half of the house and had dolphins living in there, and then they were communicating with them. But then he found out some amazing stuff. He was very much into like consciousness expansion through various chemicals, and then he kind of gave some of these chemicals to the dolphins.
The dolphins?
He got shut down by the government. It's I don't know. He's an interesting guy.
It sounds amazing, but wow.
Yeah. It's got the book is called Center of the Cyclone by John C. Lilly. And if you look up his website, johnclilly.com, his website is absolutely incredible. It's like it looks like a GeoCity site that was made in kind of 1998 or something. It's got all these it's like going back in time. It's absolutely insane. Yeah.
John C for Charlie, Lilly, as in
Lilley.
EY. Brilliant. Okay, I'll put a link to this afterwards. It sounds fascinating. I love the idea of flooding the bottom half of the house and keeping a dolphin though. What about that?
I'm not sure about that, love. That's where the kitchen is.
Where would we live?
Hazel live?
Oh, Hazel would have to live on the first floor, I guess.
Hazel would live in my bedroom.
Yeah, she would. They go well with your dolphin wild potato. Oh, Damski. Oh, my goodness me. Right, wow. Okay, scores on the doors, please, Mrs. Wiggly.
Right, we have Puppy Power, 1 point.
Woo-hoo.
And we have Jason Crouch, 1 point.
Whoop, whoop. Fantastic. Okie doke. Let me just see what's happening. That must mean Andrew Brooks. Thank you so much for the £5. That's very, very kind of you. Got my new back cards. I guess you mean bank cards, so I can update payment methods now. Thank you, Andrew. That's really cool. Any donations? I'll talk about them after the quiz as well. Actually, no, we should talk about it because you're here, because it's your donation money that's coming in.
Yeah. Do you want Lula May to stand up because she's wearing the T-shirt?
Yeah. So.
Do you want to show it, Lou?
It all goes to Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, and there is the wonderful T-shirt. Let me just zoom in on you. That Great Ormond Street sent you. Just drop that off. As to say thank you, because you were the #1 fundraiser for a while, and you're still up there in the top 5% of all fundraisers on Great Ormond Street for Great Ormond Street Hospital. And like I said. Sorry, darling. Let's just pull back and check my notes, because as of last week, we raised £170 last week, which is just astonishing off of the one show. It was the 60th birthday.
It was the week before last.
The week before last, sorry, because we had a lovely family weekend last week. Actually, it was really cool. Everyone chilled out. So sorry you missed it, but it was really, really well loved from our side. £170, which brought our total to £6,594, which is $7,590 since last October. So Andrew Brooks has just made it £6,599. So I'm just wondering, do you think we might get to £6,600? All the money that you send via your donations through Super Chat goes entirely to Great Ormond Street Hospital. We make up the difference that YouTube takes. If you want to give directly via the Just Giving page, it's mrwigley.co.uk/GOSH, GOSH, Great Ormond Street Hospital. So thank you very, very much for that, all that amazing money that's been raised. That is an amazing loud horn. No one else is flinching as much as me. Jim Glue, thank you so much for the £5 as well. Andrew Brooks, I'll see your 5 and raise you 5. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of us for that. It's a shame you can't see me, but you can see me kind of waving my head around. Big thank you for me. And can you give a big thank you screamed out to everyone in the chat for all the donations?
Shout.
Thank you, everybody!
Thank you, everybody!
Oh my goodness, that sounds a bit like Ty.
Yeah, I am not competitive. All right, let's have another question, and then we can get back to talking some proper music. Got a question?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Who is my new teacher at school?
Who is Lula May's new teacher at school? This is kind of hard, really. Any thoughts over there, Stephen?
Is it? I'm trying to think of something witty here because I'm obviously not going to get it. But
Glass half full. Glass half full. Thank you, Andrew Brooks, again. Thank you so much. We've just smashed £6,600, and thank you very, very much indeed to Adamski for the £10. Let's keep it giving Lula May and Wiggles. Well done for yourself and Faith. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Amazing guest, Adamski, as well. Thank you. Very, 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 very much well received. Right, we're back on the question. The teacher, Mrs. Smith, Miss Bacon, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Doubtfire, Mr. Buckley, Mavis Beacon, Mrs. Chapman, Mrs. Jones, Ty Unwin. Yeah, that's right. It's Ty Unwin. He's joined the school. Mississippi, Miss Wave.
It is a Mrs. We can
Should
go
give you
as far
give you a
as that.
clue. It's
It's a
Mrs.
Mrs.
begins
something.
with a P. Begins with a P. We'll give it one more round on the music. Mrs. P. Think about jewellery.
Oh, Jason Crouch.
Jason Crouch has got it. Where's he gone?
Oh.
Mrs. Pierce.
Mrs.
My
Pierce.
goodness me. How did he get that? Oh, not Prescott. Sorry, I've clicked the wrong one. It shot off before I clicked the right one. There you go. Jason Crouch, Mrs. Pierce. Thank you so much. That was ace. I didn't even say the jewellery thing in time for him to get that. That's
On the
incredible.
first day, I and we were writing like our names in the book, and you had to write the teacher's name. I didn't know how to spell her name, so I accidentally wrote Mrs. Pear.
Brilliant. Did she spot it?
No, I don't know. It still says
Pear.
Mrs. Pear
That's
on my
good.
PSA.
That's good. We'll get to the end of school and see if she spots it before the end. Well done.
She
Well
probably
done.
will.
So is she the same as Amelia's teacher, or is Amelia's on a different one, right?
Amelia's in a different class, sadly.
Sadly. Although in this year, I think there's quite a lot of mixing of the classes anyway, isn't there? Because you're doing different things.
We're all in different classes.
Okay. All right. We're nearly
go
done
up
with the
and
quiz.
down.
Stop,
Did
stop.
you know that?
Yeah, it does go up and down, but it makes a great big banging noise every time. Everyone's, no, stop it. It's really uncomfortable. All right. Get your
Right,
next
let's get on
question
with it.
ready because we're nearly through. Stand by, stand by, stand by.
How long is Mummy's car?
How long is Mummy's car?
Oh, what's Mummy's car's name? I was looking at another question.
The actual question is what? Hang on, let me look what's there. What's the name of Mummy's car?
I was looking at the question underneath. That's that. Look.
All right. Take advantage of your moment before the chat catches up, Stephen.
Put the comment.
Rupert. Jeffrey.
People are saying like 4 meters, 3 meters, 1.5 meters. Not
Nathaniel.
Jeffrey. Thank you, Synthetic, for the $5. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you.
Selena. Jessica.
Harold
George.
Nippy. Nippy's a good name for a car. Nippy Mew, I like that. Nippy. George, no.
There's a question from Adamski about Luna May's year.
Okay. Can you read it
He's
out?
asking, are you in year 6 now, Luna
Yes.
May? Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, 6. Pilchard would have been the name of
Pilchard,
Mrs.
wow.
Wiggly's car had I
Oh,
thought
I
of
wish I'd
it.
thought of that.
Hey
Pilchard?
up. Hey up, Mrs. Wiggly. She'll go for a ride in Pilchard. George, Ringo, Dave, Gromit.
Should I give a clue?
Yeah, give us a clue, Luna May.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. That's not a huge clue. Got to be
Yeah,
fair.
you need to be a
But
bit more...
everyone's saying boy name.
True. Do you want to give another one?
It's white.
It's white. That's a very good clue. Brum Brum Wiggly, says Wiggy. A white girl in winter.
In winter.
That's a big clue.
That's a massive clue.
Oh, 80 or... No.
Snow White.
Oh, yeah, James Moore got it.
Did he?
James Moore.
James Moore, James Moore.
Yeah.
I can't select him. Where is he?
Epi
Epi Mew.
I don't know if Epi was before, but I saw James Moore.
James Moore, Snowy, you're right. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Whoops, not the Luna May vocal. Well done.
James Moore.
It's not the same with me on a long shot camera, is it? Up there. Half a door in the way. Never mind, at least they know at least I'm here. Scores, please, Mrs. Wiggly.
So we have Poppy Power, 1 point. Jason Crouch, 2 points. James Moore, 1 point.
Okay, last question then. Oh, I see now why you got the other one wrong. Okay, I get it now. All right, last question from Lula May. Are we ready?
Okay, I don't have the answer to that.
Me.
No, me neither. Actually, should we do it? We'll measure it first. Okay, do you want to
Where's
ask
the
the ask the question? And the question?
Come on, come on.
Come on, quick.
How long is my leg?
How long is Lula May's leg? What are we going to measure this in centimetres?
Do
Okay.
centimetres.
Keep an eye on that chat, Mrs. Wiggly.
Yeah.
Here we go. Give us your leg. Actually, this is one where you can look at it on the long shot.
I'm going to get my tape measure out and just see what I roughly think a leg might be in centimetres.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you came prepared. That's really good.
Oh, yeah, always. So, I think 70 centimetres. 70.
No, she's grown a bit since then. That's it, Mrs. Wiggly. Can you see that?
80 centimetres.
80
No.
how much?
80 centimetres.
No.
Shall I come and get the answer? Because I don't know.
Can you see it?
have the answer.
Yeah, can you see it?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay. I should have written it in bigger. Just, yeah. It is 80 something though, which I've probably given away anyway. 80. Have another go,
83
Stephen.
centimetres.
No.
85 centimetres.
No.
88 centimetres.
Yeah!
Oh my goodness!
In before the chat.
Let me see.
Thank you.
That was indeed in before the chat. We had an 83, 85. Wagyu was on 84. But yes, you've got a point.
Wow, well
That
done,
is
Stephen.
insanely
Good job,
brilliant.
Brought this tape measure.
Good job, you're well prepared.
Yeah.
It's incredible to have a tape measure.
Really?
That's too much.
Stop.
Background music.
Too much. Right, we got a quick fire round.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is going to be Lula
And
May.
big questions.
Pardon?
And big questions.
And big questions, yes. I'm just going to
And
pop out.
logic.
Right, come on.
All right, you ready for this? These are quick questions from Lula May to Stephen. Are you ready? Yeah.
Hot or cold?
Hot or
Cold.
cold?
Red or black?
Black.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Pie or slippers?
Slippers.
Pipe or slippers, that was.
Oh, slippers.
I like
slippers still.
I like
Yeah.
pie, though. Go on, next one.
See the future or change the past?
Change the past.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
Big or small?
Big.
Boat or plane?
Plain.
Fish or chips?
Chips.
Orange or apple?
Apple.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Snow White or Cinderella?
Snow White.
Maths or English?
English.
King Charles Spaniel or Doberman?
Doberman.
Mummy or daddy?
They might be watching. I can't.
Not us.
Can I say both? I don't want to offend
Yeah, both.
them, you know?
Next
Both.
one.
I love them both equally.
Hands or feet?
Hands.
Marmite or jam?
Marmite.
Twister or Monopoly?
Monopoly.
Analog or digital?
Analog or digital?
Digital.
Hey, that's the first. Everyone's been analog so far. Wagyu, look at that. Cold black, even pie, see the future, silver, can't choose, fast small, plain chips, apple evening, coffee, Snow White, maths, King Charles Spaniel, can't choose. That's cool, Wagyu. Well done. And I love your answers there as well, Stephen. Brilliant, cool. We should probably make that slightly shorter list because that was quite intense, wasn't it? But that's
was,
the
I
first
was-
digital that we've had.
Sweating.
Yeah, thank you
Put
for
a
that.
timer.
Thank you for that. Yeah. I think
That will
we
make you
overdid
sweat
it a bit.
even more.
Well done, Steph. Okay. One last little bit of Lula May logic in for the chat. Are you ready? Here we go. This is Lula May's logic for this week.
Beanbags are just sofas without sofa bones.
It's very true, isn't it? Very true indeed.
Very profound.
Very true. Got a big question? Then we'll call it a day on the Twiz.
Oh, I meant to do pictures.
Oh, we wanted you to do a picture of Kent's box. Actually, I'm not sure if Kent's in the chat today. I don't know if he's very well today or not. So we'll save that one for
haven't
next
seen
week because
Kent.
he hasn't been
Didn't
around.
Ken want 4 pictures?
He did. We'll save it till when he's here because he needs to be there for really to see what's going on. However, I think you might have a big question.
Do I?
I think I might have. Have you got one, Mrs. Wigley?
No.
I might have given you a big question actually without thinking about
Shall
it.
I read my big question from you?
if you wish, and then we'll do Little Maze, and then we'll get talking about music and play some
Right,
stuff.
so-
Hold on a second, you have to have your big intro. It took me ages to do it.
Right. Okay. So, big question is, this is to Stephen. What makes a good song or piece of music to you?
To me, there's so many ways I could answer this. Something that makes me compelled to listen to it again and almost give me that feeling of I need to know what's going on. I need to understand this. I need to, something which compels me and makes me want to find out more about it. It makes me want to like live inside it, and whether that be a pop song or a more abstract or instrumental piece of music, just something that has that kind of intrigue and just kind of something to it that makes me.
That's a great
I'm just repeating
answer.
myself. Yeah, you know what.
That's a
what
great,
Yeah.
great answer. Really. Saved by the Horn. Thank you, Di Stanton. £20. Thank you so much. So much. It's really cool of you. Yeah, that's a great answer. Actually, something that makes me want to listen to it again and work out how it works. Absolutely. That's the key.
I wonder, but is that a musician's answer?
I think it's an over-analytical musician's answer, definitely.
Yeah, because I probably wouldn't give the same answer because I'm not musical at all. So I'll probably say, because I liked it, I'd like to listen to it again. But from a musician's point of view, you really go deep into it, don't you? And analyse it that way.
True, very true. I guess you want to listen to it again for different reasons.
Yeah.
How about your one, Lena May? Do you want to ask that? And then we'll call it a quiz. Or I actually wrote that one for you. So if you're not interested, you'll say it.
I'll say it.
Go on.
All right. Okay. So this is from me through Lula May.
What would you say to a 10-year-old if you could go back in time?
To a 10-year-old
version of you. Yeah.
10-year-old version of me. Keep on going with the music. It's amazing. It will lead to so much good stuff in your life. Keep playing drums, keep playing other instruments. This is going to be the most important thing. Don't listen to people who pick on you at school or anything like that. The other kids at school who are nasty to you don't matter, and when you grow up, you're going to be in a far better place than they are and far happier, and just keep on being weird.
Nice. That is brilliant.
Awesome.
I'm not used
Good
to
advice.
this amount of applause.
Good advice, says Jason Crouch. Really good advice.
Yeah,
Really good
keep it
advice.
weird.
Thank you. All right, we are going to play one of your tracks available on polypores.bandcamp.com, which I will put underneath here. But Polypores is Polypores, polypores.bandcamp.com. So we'll give that a quick one. There's no video on this one, so I'll just run the screen up. Whilst Mrs. Wiggly, I think it's probably time
Right,
for
shall
you
we
to
say good night? Because it's
disappear.
school night, so we need to say good night.
I'll get this camera back. Oh no. It's fallen off.
Don't jump. Right. Let's say good night to everyone, and we'll see
Good
everyone
night.
next week. Bye, everyone. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right,
Thank you
let's
for the
go.
questions.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Go on, then, let's go.
Look
Bye.
at that. All you can see is my big head.
Chill out.
You were tickling me.
I know.
Well, you were tickling me. I had to be loud.
Right, come on, let's go. Come on, I need to check on Hazel. Come on.
This is a very badly designed camera stand that I've put together here. It was meant to be so cool.
Trying to improve the lighting situation here, but so
Maybe what I'll do is I'll sort this out
spooky, there we go.
whilst the next bit comes on. Excuse me.
There we go.
Wagyu, thank you so much, Wagyu, for the 10 Swiss francs. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you later because I've got to pop round and take your dog for a walk. So That'd be a good one. Bye-bye, Wigglies. Lots of love in the chat. Thank you very, very much for all the love. Yeah, it is a school day tomorrow as well. It's so weird. It's now year 6 for Luna May, and she's like, she started kind of year 2 before 1 or something, so she's been there for so long. They grow up so quickly. Just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, this is an epic track, which I will now attempt to play. If you just hold on 1 second whilst we sort ourselves out down here for a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear that okay? How cool.
Thank you. Thanks for all the comments as well. It's really kind.
Amazing comments in the chat as well. I mean, we get lovely comments in the chat, but that, I mean, just genuinely huge amounts of love. I think it's because it's ambient but better. Do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
hang
not,
on, let me pause that. It's just an exceptional ambient. It's something about it. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you think about like the technical sort of definition of ambient, it's not really ambient at all. It's just music without drums in it. You know.
Yes.
I sort of loosely call it ambient because that sort of, it's quite often easier to describe it, to give it a genre kind of thing, but it's not really ambient music as such. I think there's kind of a lot more going on than ambient music. It's not as backgroundy, but it's still not, you know, got a rhythm to it as such. It's kind of thinking, oh, thank you, Andrew. Very nice. Thank you
Andrew
very
Brooks,
much for
the amazing Andrew Brooks is so supportive to everything. I'm just going to paste into the chat to everywhere, the Facebook anywhere, just a link to that Bandcamp, which will obviously be under here as well. I mean, there is just a depth, and I think someone commented earlier, just saying there's so many layers going on. They're all complementary rather than, you know, it's a very deep sound. It's very hard, in my opinion, to be able to make something with so much going on actually fit together and actually just sound deep and everything's complementary to each other. I think that's where you seem to be able to find tones in there that just come and go, and you almost don't realize they're there until they fade a little bit or change a little bit, and you realize, to me it sounds a very complex track, but it just sounds so nice outside of that. It's not just busy and, you know, for the sake of it. It's really clever.
Yeah, thank you. I think like because I've got a background in music production anyway, and I spent many years kind of mixing and recording bands and my own music. I think when it comes to doing you know, composing music, doing Polypores stuff, I think I've probably got quite a good idea of arrangement and what fits where. So even though I don't multi-track it, it's all just recorded live into a single stereo track. The way it's all So the way that like the choice of sounds I'm making, it is like all the mixing kind of happens in the rack, and the choice of sounds I'm making is complementary. You know, I'm kind of doing that job beforehand, if you see what I mean.
So what we've just listened to came live out of your modular.
Yeah, it was probably like take 1 or take 2 or take 3 maybe.
That's insanely brilliant. Sorry, wow.
That's why I can get so much done.
That is
That's why I've released so many albums.
Man, I mean, I'm not even sure if I'd trust myself to do that. I want to be taking everything out into separate stems and then mixing them and stuff. I mean, do you have, I presume it's mastered off the back of that somehow in some way,
so,
but apart from that.
Yeah, Anthony from Red Paw mastered that one. He's mastered quite a few of my albums. I always trust his ears.
But even so, I mean, for that to come out of an ambient rig, of a modular rig like that, it's just incredible. Cheers, Movement 81. I don't know if you come across Movement 81, Stephen. They're amazing couple of artists as well with modular bass. Yeah, they're well worth a look. They do amazing art as well as the music as well. It's
nice.
Very musical use of modular as well. So thanks for them to drop by. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So,
thank you.
Any questions for Stephen? Obviously, just pop them in the chat. If you can stick a Q on the front or something, or just do an @Mr. Wiggly, it's easy for me to pull out the stuff, because obviously Mrs. Wiggly and Luna have headed off. There is a couple already, but Synthetic's saying, is Polypores named after the fungus type?
Yeah,
Wow.
Absolutely. I was really into fungus when I was a kid, and so when I was thinking of a name for this project, like 8 years ago, whenever I started it, just Polypores, that was the one.
Brilliant. I almost thought that was a joke. That's fantastic. James Moore, thank you so much for the £5. Very, very kind of you. Looking forward to seeing you. If you're not at Levitation Whitby again, would you consider doing more talky bits, maybe a quick Q&A with Bob? And James, you didn't get a horn, I think, for that one, because I just paused it so I can fire off manual one for you. Thank you very much indeed for the £5 donation to Great Ormond Street. So, go ahead, sir.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to Levitation this year. I would always love to talk to Bob. I assume you're talking about Bob Fisher. I just love talking to Bob Fisher. Any chance I get to talk to Bob Fisher, I will. So, you know, I mean, he could phone me on stage maybe, and
Just pause.
yeah,
Stop and have a chat. Fantastic.
But yeah, I love Bob, and it's a shame I can't be there. But if I was, I would talk to Bob. There wouldn't be any time for any artists to play because it would just be me chatting with Bob on stage for the whole day, 2 days, just me and Bob. Just talking shit.
Well, you should come on. Yeah, just come on and do a chat on here. Paul Artola, before we actually discussed the modular bit, was saying, what door? I was going to ask the same thing. And it's obviously no door, right?
Well, yeah, I record into Reaper. So
right.
The process is I set up if I'm making an album, I'll set up a project for that album. I'll record, I'll say start the first track. I'll write something, record it into Reaper. I'll maybe have a few different passes at it once I'm happy with it, just to get the right take. If I get to like 5 takes, I just scrap it, take down the patch, and start again because I know that means it's not right. And then the once I've got the take that I'm happy with, then I move on to a different track. And then I don't do any mixing within the DAW, but I'll apply like compression and EQ and stuff just to kind of level things out. And if it's an album that I'm mastering myself, then obviously I'll master it in a DAW. But I use the DAW quite a lot in my kind of day job because I work as an audio producer. So I, not just doing music, doing like voiceover and stuff like that, adverts and things. So I'm using a DAW all the time. So it's kind of
the last thing you want to do when you want to get creative.
Yeah,
at home,
I just want to, jam. I just want to play and, have fun rather than sort of be fidgety and clicky and
blown away. I mean, I think there was a great comment. Matt Evans said that the track we just played sounds like falling through a never-ending cloud of feathers.
Yeah, that was good.
So
I was particularly impressed by that poetic comment.
Wackett was saying some polypores flying at my face earlier. Yeah, absolutely. That's what gave rise to this thing. Andrew Brooks is saying, I really want to know what's in the rack, like all you are rock nerds, which we can touch on in a while. But favourite module, the must-use module. I'll keep that in reserve just for a second before we drop into modular. I think Paul Artola was saying it's how he produces, but using all virtual modular, so do all the work up front and let the machine do their job. I was going to ask, how much hands-on stuff are you doing?
A lot.
To do the song, if you like. So you've set up a patch, but there's a lot of tweaking.
If you look on my YouTube channel, there's loads of like live videos and sort of live in the studio videos there, and I'm doing a lot of tweaking as I go. A lot of like changing the length of sequences, bringing different I love to change the speed of things, and opening envelopes, stuff like that. I think when I first started with modular, I was a bit more just bringing in things volume wise, bringing things in and out, but I think the way that I work now is I've realised that I much prefer being hands-on and kind of, even though it's harder, I feel like it's more exciting to me, and gotcha. I feel like it fits more with what I'm doing. It kind of fits more with how I feel when I'm making the music, to be constantly playing with it. It feels more like I'm kind of playing an instrument rather than DJing, if you like.
Gotcha.
Not to say that doing it the other way is wrong. It's just, for me, I prefer to be constantly fiddling with it. I just thought to point out that my phone battery is quite low. So
if you disappear, you disappear. Right.
That's what it is.
Quickly.
I've got
Polypores
20%.
Okay, Polypores HQ. We've only got 10 minutes or so hopefully we're fine. But Polypores HQ on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just going to paste that into the chat as well for people to check out, just in case. I mean, honestly, I'm completely blown away. You should probably do a whole episode if you want to talk about the actual sort of technical sides of how you're putting this whole thing together, because it is quite stunning to be able to record, in that way. Icing, thank you so. I've actually turned the horn off. Thank you so much for the £5 donation. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. I guess in terms of if you look at the modular side of things, we should probably, if you're up for it, do a stream just having a look at the kit and your workflow, because I think it would be massively useful to a lot of the people that are watching, to be honest. If you wouldn't mind.
I'd love to. Yeah.
But in general, are there some core modules that you've stuck with, or are you constantly changing how the whole thing hangs?
Yeah, I've changed a fair bit, but there's some that I've kind of always stuck with. So my kind of core sequencer is Make Noise Renee.
Right.
I've got the new version of that. I did love the old one, but the new one's even better. And that enables me to have a smaller case, which is why I sold that one to you, because you can do a lot within Renee. You've got 3 channels of sequencing. You can do like precision adding,
Yes.
and I quite often like play the offsets, the quantized offsets and stuff like that. So Renee is kind of the core. I do love Make Noise Morphogene. I use that a lot. You could hear that a lot in that track that we just played. I'll either have things preloaded into it that are being mangled, or I'll just have it picking things up throughout the track and then mangling them and spitting them out. Rings, again, you can hear rings quite a lot in that track.
Yeah.
And the main oscillator there was the Make Noise DPO.
Is there normally, kind of in terms of sound sources in there, you've got a DPO, there must be more than one oscillator ringing out in there, I presume.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I think while I did that track, I had the DPO, rings, and a couple of Dixies, I think. But now I've just got the DPO, rings, and it's new, I only got it a week ago, the Modbap Osiris wavetable. So I've got those three voices, because I love the kind of gnarly analog kind of sound of the DPO. But I also like having the kind of more almost like brittle twinkly sounds as well. I was using the album previous to this, Hyper Incandescent on Din Records, that I was using the Expert Sleepers General CV a lot, which is great because it's like you can play all of the general MIDI instruments, all the kind of cheesy bells and flutes and stuff. So I use that loads.
Cool. That sounds amazing. Wow. I mean, it's definitely a show to itself, because I think everyone in the chat is like, oh yeah, that sounds nice, really nice. Wait a minute, that came out in one go. How on earth does that happen? So, because that's just like another. I think poor Tony Duncan hasn't got off the floor yet. It's like, so hopefully that answers your question, Andrew Brooks, in a top level way, I suppose. There's another good one as well in terms of how you kind of work. You touched on it a little bit. Do you improvise live, or you're taking photos and repatch? Do you store stuff with photos in some way, or are you a rip it all out and sod this, I'm going off to the next one type of person?
So I just keep it patched. So live is kind of partially improvised. There's an improv element, but I kind of know it'll be like, say, 3 sections or 4 sections across the course of a gig. The sequences are pre-stored in Renee, and then I kind of set up a patch so I can perform on it. That's the way I like to do it. So I'll in preparation for a gig, I'll have a patch. I'll put together a patch. I'll kind of change it a bit over the weeks before the gig, but eventually get to a point where there's a patch I'm really familiar with that I can perform on, improvise on. So I don't use any photographs and stuff. I've got I can close the lid with it patched, so I just keep it set up when there's a gig coming up. But for when I'm working on an album, I just take it down for each track. When I've finished the track and I'm happy with it,
and that's it.
Totally,
and you wouldn't do that live. You wouldn't do if someone said go back and do that live, would you try and recreate it, or it just doesn't work like that? I guess if you
no,
want to go
I
best
can't.
off.
My live sets aren't like.
Not like
I occasionally use ideas from my live sets that end up becoming tracks on albums, but like sequences and stuff. But 9 times out of 10, I don't. Like the stuff I do live is not in any way a replication of what's on the album at all.
Fabulous. I think
because it's
James
impossible to do that.
James Wall speaks for all of us, saying it's been very interesting and informative. I mean, I'm totally blown away. Wagyu was saying big up to Corey. Yeah, absolutely. Corey's Mudbap stuff is amazing. He's a friend of Sonic State, and he's also a good friend of Neil from Synth Dog, who's a mate of mine who works with him, and just an all-round lovely guy as well.
It's a great module, that oscillator. I've not really spent a lot of time with it because I've just put it in to the live patch, got it how I wanted it, and now I don't want to mess with it because I've got a gig coming up.
Oh dear!
I can't wait till after the gig when I can just mess
pull
with
it out again. Yeah,
properly properly sort of experiment with it and try everything I can with it. But I've got the sound I want from it now, so I need to save it.
You need 2 racks, really, don't you? 2 of everything, so you can do the swap. It's crazy money, but yeah, I'm not sure Modbap is as well known as it should be, to be honest. I mean, it's probably pretty well known in the modular community, but I found out about Modbap because I knew Corey rather than the other way around. So I need to big him up because he does make some really, really good stuff. What else is going on? Let me just check what's going on in here in terms of questions. If there are any other questions, we'll probably wind it up in about 5 minutes, or when the phone finally gives up the ghost on that side. Which I think it might have done. Let's see. It may well have died. Let's see if it's going to come back. No, he's there.
I was just I was checking seeing if I could see my phone battery.
Not to worry. So I guess at this point in the proceedings, it's normally about what's coming next, I suppose.
Okay.
What's the future hold? Where would you like to be in a year or two, or have you got anything immediate long-term plans that need publicising in any way?
My next album should be out on vinyl. It's a vinyl record which will be out via Castles in Space, who I've done a couple of albums with before. It's good. It's really good.
Lovely.
And I hope you'll like it. So yeah, it's good to be working with Castles in Space again. It's been a long time coming, this one, because there was vinyl delays. So that should be out.
Oh, of course.
October, November, hopefully, before the end of the year, pre-orders. Gig-wise, I've got... I'm doing a gig on the 23rd of September at the Ferret in Preston, which is for my mate's birthday. There'll be loads of techno acid people playing, so I'm going to stand out like a ambient thumb.
Like a pleasant surprise, I would say, maybe.
Yeah. And then the next one after that is on the 1st of October at Just Dropped In Records in Coventry. And then after that, it's at some point in November at the Continental in Preston, supporting Zombie.
Nice.
And there's obviously going to be more albums released because I'm just doing them all the time.
Yeah,
so.
It's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. A great question from Synthetic saying, who are your modular heroes?
So off the top of my head, Robert Ikeobi-Low, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Geddes Gengras, I don't know how to pronounce it. I wish I'd have thought of this before.
Don't worry.
Those two are big influences. James Holden.
Oh yeah.
Who actually came to a gig I did in July, which was absolutely amazing. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, I was blown away that you were doing a gig with Surgeon. That was the first thing I was like, what? Because I know Andrew Brooks and myself and a lot of people in the chat are just that module system behind me has got a lot of stuff in there that's just Surgeon had one of those. I must be able to do something with it. It's just an amazing guy.
He was a really nice guy. I was sort of hanging out with him all day, and he was great. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear because he comes across as a really genuine and nice guy as well. So that's great.
Yeah, he just loves talking like music equipment nerd stuff, and so do I. So we were just like at it all day.
Oh, brilliant!
Comparing our lyras and stuff.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm involved with Soma in the UK, kind of helping them out, and I'm a massive fan. It's the only time I'd ever kind of nail a flag to the pole to say, okay, I'm going to work with you guys. But they are just exceptional.
Yeah, I love the lyra. That's
just incredible.
I did that gig. That gig that I did in London was just done on the lyra. And I actually, the album Infinite Interiors has Soma pipe on it as well.
Oh, fab. I mean, it's just the fact that you can do a gig with just one or two instruments like that is just brilliant. Well, I meant to say earlier as well, you've done some cassette releases, I think, as part of some of the packages you put together, haven't you? I think
I've done loads of cassette
loads
releases,
of them. Yeah. Sorry, you looked at me slightly as if I was going mad. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
How do you find those in terms of I've never put cassettes out since back in the day. Do they sell well? Is there a lot of support?
Yeah, I usually do 150 cassettes or 100, but for this one we did 200, so it wouldn't sell out. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole kind of subculture around it that's kind of, there's people who collect them. I mean, I've got plenty as well that I've bought, so they're handy because they're cheaper than vinyl, but they've got like the feeling of having a nice artifact.
Yeah.
Having said that, I am moving more towards buying CDs now because you can get them quite cheap. I think it's all good. I don't like the idea of vinyl versus cassette, vinyl versus CD. People who buy vinyl, people who collect vinyl just have too much money, and digital doesn't sound as good as vinyl. Like, it's all good. Just don't turn this into like a
100%
a drama. Just enjoy music.
Buy whatever you want it on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I just love that the older formats are in use, and because they're lovely. I mean, if you want to listen to something amazing, buy something amazing. It's great. But it's just lovely to see that stuff becoming available. Oh, Andrew is also saying, have you done an EMOM? There's one in Preston run by Jamie Morley.
Oh, no.
Open mic stuff seems to be exploding at the moment.
Yeah, I've never done one before. No. It's I think I was never sure, because I was never sure if you'd get a sound check, and I always get obviously open mic nights you don't really get a sound check, do you? You just kind of rock up and play, and I'm not very good at that. I need a bit of time beforehand to get used to being in the room, and so I'm not very good.
That's interesting. Well, Jamie Morden, who runs GeoSynths, is a really good friend of the show. He's usually running a show just before we're on. He makes amazing sound patches. Has jumped onto EMOM in a big way, and he's running them there's one in Blackpool, and we'll probably get you a little sound check or so. I'm sure to have you as a kind of featured towards act towards the end or something. I can't speak for Jamie. But I'm sure that would be possible. No, because I think it would just be amazing, be absolutely amazing. But yes, in general, you're right. You've got to come in, plug in, and be kind of super quick at getting that stuff. And I can completely understand that. I don't know about that.
I'm not good at dealing with stress at all, and so when that happens, when something goes wrong at a gig, I feel terrible, and I just try and avoid gigs where I've not got the luxury of having a bit of time beforehand to sound check and just be happy with everything.
No, that's fair enough. Well, it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, it's probably a good time to wind it up, but really, really incredible. And to actually, I didn't even realise before we were speaking that stuff was literally live performance straight onto vinyl or digital or cassette or whatever. It's just incredible. So if we can maybe do a special or something where you can talk us through the rack that you're using and how you use it and all that. I'm sure guys would love it here. I'd love it if I can help you out and do something like that. Would be brilliant. Do a modular special would be ace.
I guess I could just point the camera at the modular.
Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could just talk through it, but we'll do a special in the week or something. That would be great. Thank you to everybody in chat as always. Wonderful group of support. And thank you for all of the donations to Great Ormond Street as well. It's very, very kind of you and very, very much appreciated. If you're watching or listening to this afterwards, as I know many, many people do, thank you very much for all of your support. Always leave a comment, even, not necessarily live. You can leave a comment after a day or so. They crunch the videos and it becomes back and available for everybody to watch. You can leave a comment on there. And at least we know you're there and we can say hello next time. A big hello to James Moore, who also said thank you for welcoming a newcomer. Well, all newcomers are absolutely great, and I often wonder what happens to the people that aren't able to tune in whilst we're live on a Sunday, because it's not a time for everybody. So pop up onto YouTube, leave us a comment, and we'll add you to the list of wonderful chatters. Kent, if you're watching, we missed you. Hopefully you're okay. I'll try and catch up with you on your own show. Kent Spong's been a bit up and down recently, so hopefully he will be around doing some cool stuff soon. And a huge thank you to our wonderful guest for everything that he's done and for being with us. It's been an absolutely amazing show. So thank you to you. Thank you to everyone. And
we'll catch you all again.
Oh, absolute pleasure. And we will catch you all again, same time, same place. Yeah. And hopefully in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks, we'll do a special with you during the week as well. So that would be super cool. But thank you. All right. Take care. Thanks a lot.
All right.
See you, everybody.
Peace out.
Take care.
Cheers.
Connect so with the herb pipe, link up the harmonized, left the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. To live a life which a lot of worldwide. Cosmic love energy, I go herbicide free, organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you change term-wise in terms of definitions and some termites. Yes, I check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an idea's man. I assign too much of the qualities of my guy. Who's way back talking like this two of me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself, most definitely. Another life infinitely, most life infinitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be. I continually miss pick up a being